Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's broadcast here on Johnson County Sports Live. I'm Aaron Feely alongside Brennan Bolin on color commentary here tonight. And Brennan, it should be a good start to another great season here for the Lady Cavaliers.
I mean, absolutely. And, college football's back, but the most important thing we're going to focus on right now is college soccer is back. And, I mean, you look at Johnson County, the year they had last year, the third time in the program history they made it to the NJCAA Region 2 championship. Of course, fell again in that championship game a third time, but they're going to continue to look to roll here as we head into the new calendar year.
Yeah, coming in AP preseason ranking. So they're ranked number 2 in the conference. Johnson County in the light powder blues here today for the home opener and the season opener. As the men started off their season on the road, ladies get to start here in front of the hometown Cavalier crowd. As Southwest Illinois College will come in the... Now, is that just really dark blue, or are those black uniforms over there?
I would assume those would be black uniforms with the blue numbering. But, I mean, yeah, from a distance, it kind of looks hard to tell whether it's like a really deep navy or it's a black. But I think it's a black uniform with gray sleeves and then blue numbering, white outline on those. And then, of course, the keeper's in the bright yellow for Johnson County. Their keeper in the grays. And, Aaron, college soccer's back. I'm excited to see, how this one shapes up. They return a lot of their talent from last year, so should be a good one.
As they'll get things started right off the bat with a deep push in the offensive zone, as that one's going to be sent directly out of play. It's going to go for a brief stroll downhill.
And you look at this Johnson County team, they averaged close to 30 shots a game last season. So this team, they love to attack early. So for this Blue Storm defense, they have to defend well.
Johnson County, no stranger to offensive explosions, especially in these women's contests. One of the top offenses across all of Community College Division II last year.
Ranked about top 5 in every single category you can think of. And nobody can put together a program better than head coach Jim Schwab in his 27th season, but 10 more additionally with the Cavaliers. And I mean, you talk about building a program from the ground up. Jim Schwab's the definition of that. Last year making it his third appearance in the championship match in this program's history. So I think only rightfully so he can build a program, and he's done just that so far.
As we got another offensive opportunity here, centering pass attempt, and that one's broken up defensively by Southwestern Illinois. I should apologize. Oh, nice stop and go, taken away though defensively by the defense of Southwestern.
It's that midfield attack by Johnson County. They love to just push up just a little bit beyond the attack, and now it's going to be Southwestern Illinois on the end of the Cavaliers, but looks to be unsuccessful.
Yeah, that one ends up in the side of the netting. So we'll get a goal kick here early on. First goal kick of the game will actually come from Johnson County after spending the first just about entirety of these first 3 minutes on the attack.
And they look to play it short, and rightfully so. You want to switch up your looks. You don't want to bomb it right away. Although there's some high schools that like to do that approach, but you don't want to bomb it downfield right away. You want to just conserve like Johnson County has been doing right now.
You'll notice a lot of Johnson County's opponents tend to hit the desperation game. It's something that you see in pretty much all of their contests that we carry here on the channel, is a whole lot of dink and dunkin' getting themselves into the attacking zone, and it seems like usually because the score is approximately 5-0 by halftime. Their opponents tend to try to take those monster passes, get quick scores, and it's just not the way to get sustained offensive success. However, Johnson County, like we mentioned, the offense has been great in a number of ways last season, and right there they started off great here tonight. Goal on the board, and Johnson County getting it going early.
And that is a great cross right inside the 18 there for Johnson County. And Emma Hemmond, the freshman from San Antonio, Texas, out of Sandro de Connor High School, the first goal of the 2025-26 season for Johnson County. And like we mentioned, this team loves to score early. And look, you're about 4 minutes into this match, and Johnson County has already put up one on the board. And this is a team in Southwestern Illinois. They averaged about 2 goals a game last season. They compete in NJCAA Division I, so it's a bigger step up, but Division I, Division II, Johnson County has seen both quality opponents, and they're no stranger. Chicken under the command of Jim Schwab. And for this Johnson County team, they have a lot of sophomore star power, including in the midfield. Brecken Hoy, the one player they really like having, scored 10 goals last season. She had an early opportunity in this game.
Coming off a great freshman year last year. Ended up with her name called a number of times here on the broadcast. Looking forward to another great explosion of a year here in 2025 as they're going to clear that one back into the Johnson County zone. And here comes Southwestern trying to get an attack going, but Johnson County getting to it first and back to the netminder.
That's Avery Young, the sophomore out of Spring Hill High School. I mean, Spring Hill, of course, in our market. I mean, you talk about the programs they build there at Spring Hill and that translating into Jim Schwab's. Brecken Hoy almost had a takeaway right there that could have put another goal in the back of the net. They'll get a defensive play right there.
That one will just roll its way out of bounds.
That's the outside back, Eleanor Marshall. Another returner they like. They return a lot of sophomore defenders. That's what I like about this Johnson County team this year. They return a lot of experience in the back line. And then you sprinkle in a little bit of expertise, in the midfield and at the forward position. There's a lot of young pieces on this team. Just like Emma Hammonds, who scored that first goal. There's a lot of youth on this team, but they're really experienced, and they come from really great programs, and especially club programs, you could say as well.
There is Hoy, once again, able to get that thing back to center. And that's going to get us going back the other way as Johnson County starting another offensive rush as they'll dump it in. Played to about the quarter field mark, sent in once again, and this could be more trouble. Shot from distance, and the save made on the near side corner.
And that all starts right there. In that forward position, I believe, that was Allie Hatch up top. No, that was Carson Yeah, it starts with that forward up top, and then you play it off to that wing. And normally the wingers love to get active, and then, of course, you take it inside the 18. You have a shot. Wasn't probably from the best angle you wanted, but you're still getting shots up on this keeper. And it's a very experienced keeper that Southwestern Illinois is carrying over.
Great positioning on that last save. And speaking of positioning, getting herself in between a pair of Southwestern forwards Was the Johnson County netminder to break that play up. Don't even deal with the shot. It's the best way to prevent goals is just to prevent the shots themselves, Brennan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that was Marianne Paranda right there, standing right at the corner of the 18. You know, you just take that little touch and deflect it off to your winger right there. Again, we talk about wing play in this game and how important it could be for any team. And it looked like they wanted to go for Paranda again, but just way out of reach. That's going to go right to Young. And, yeah, they're just going to clear it downfield. And when you have the positioning like that Johnson County's had and the way they can win the 50-50 ball, it's going to be crucial. And I think also something else you have to understand for Southwestern Illinois is, can you win the 50-50 ball when Johnson County is going to play that deep? You know, they can mix it in, they can play a bit short, they can play a bit long, but you've got to win the 50-50 ball. That's going to be back-to-back throws right there.
And obviously not the easiest thing in the world. We are still talking about, we talked about it in the pregame, a team that comes in, AP preseason ranked second. Obviously had a phenomenal year last year, ranked in the top 5 in just about every statistical category you can be as a team. So we'll get a quick whistle here and a free kick coming for the Cavaliers. So, I mean, we can chat about winning those 50-50 contests all we want from up here in the booth. That's nice and easy, Brennan. The real key is how many teams across this conference are going to be able to physically do it.
Yeah, they're gonna signal a free kick, and by way of Southwestern Illinois, I think just a bit too handsy inside. Trying to win that 50-50, took one bounce. Second one didn't deliver right there.
That one popped back into the Southwestern end, and they'll send it right back to the Johnson County side of midfield, and the two teams will play catch around the midfield logo. We'll see who's able to win this competition, and right now it's Southwestern. Tries the centering pass. That one's broken up. Well defended by the Cavaliers.
It was just a costly turnover right there, but Johnson County doing their job to make up for it, and right there Breckenhoy stealing that one away and then getting the whistle.
A great effort by 2-1, coming back for a sophomore year here. Not only drew the whistle, but did a whole heck of a lot of work getting that ball away from Southwestern, but then right there, a turnover. We'll see if this leads to an offensive chance. Centering pass just a little bit too far.
That was an absolutely beautiful cross, but there's really nobody in the vicinity right there to try and win that one, nor did anyone look ready. I think Julia Bosi was maybe the one closest to it.
We'll see if they get another opportunity here. Obviously, both of these teams have played some scrimmages and some unofficial contests for the preseason here thus far this summer, but first live real counting game action for both of these squads, so every now and then some of the timing on a couple of those crossers just might not be as crisp as perhaps it will be come mid-September.
It looks to be Johnson County will go to their bench first for a couple substitutions at least, and
that's also not surprising this early on in the season.
One of them being Ileana Garcia, the freshman out of Shawnee.
Now, how important, Brennan, is your bench depth when it comes to these early season contests, and obviously late season as well, just from the wear and tear of a full year. But when you're out here in the August heat, how important is it to know and feel comfortable that you can rely on just about anyone in the pink beanies over there to come in and play real quality ball at any given time?
I mean, absolutely. And you look at the month of August and its record on how hot and how humid it can get. But realistically, I think also for Coach Schwab, he wants to get a couple looks at some girls that, he saw in the preseason, he liked. He wants to, give them bigger roles, and it's a matter of I think game one, the first couple of games, it's about getting your feet wet and getting back into a soccer setting. You could practice with your teammates, and what a save right there.
Great save made there by Avery Young. Went down low to get it.
That was a beautiful shot right there from Emory Springs. To add on to that, just had a wide open look.
High quality scoring opportunity. Those have traditionally been far and few between for the opponents here on this particular turf.
But also to add on the substitution part, it's also a matter of getting fresh legs in. You can get a bit beat up. There's certain girls that can play, maybe 15, 20 minutes, and there's also a matter that have, a lot of stamina. So you have to look at it from that standpoint as well. And also, you want to look at it from a game standpoint as well. You can turn on some girls to see how they look at different approaches and different tactics. And Breckenhoy, another early shot right there.
Far angle left foot shot there from Hoy, but ultimately ends up in the waiting mitts of Brewer. What you were saying there, Brennan?
Yeah, I mean, you also look at it as, getting fresh legs in, getting a bit of speed in parts you need it most. As Southwestern Illinois, it was too close for comfort right there to the corner flag. So, just dump it out, let Johnson County take care of it.
A quality centering approach. Breckenhoy thought she had some rebound action going on right there, but bumped away from the ball.
Just got cleared away right there. What a block right there, too. Disrupting that 50-50 ball.
Big opportunity here for Johnson County. If they get to it first, and Weidman bumped off the ball as well, and that one will just roll out of play for a Johnson County throw-in.
Ella Hammond's right there. Called her name a couple times, and yep, that's going to be called any day. Right there, that was Carmen Duarte, the sophomore.
Did a great job basing up. The wrestling coach will be in touch.
Yeah, Julia Bosi right there. You can't really grab from behind and just try and pry that defender away. You want to be smart. You want to try and, pick at it just a little bit. But you don't want to, use your hands because, depending on the referee, they can be a little 50-50 on that sort of thing. But most of the time, you just want to be right there. Just try and pry at it, and Johnson County go to the bench once again.
So some more substitutions here for the Cavaliers as we await the throw in here. Far sideline. Still 1-0 Cavaliers, as you see on the bottom of your screen there, but the opportunities feels like they've leaned about 70-30 in favor of Johnson County.
And that's a matter of, this game is knocking a bit of rust off. This is their first action they'll see. Of course, like you mentioned, that means something in terms of the season. So it's a matter of, finding your feet of play and just figuring out how to, work as a team. Those few games are always a bit frustrating at times, when you want things to go your way, but they just don't. Understandably, this is about finding your footing and, seeing how this team meshes together. And that's going to be the first corner kick.
That was great work there by Selena Poveda. Just managing to get her hips turned, got a foot on that ball, banked it off of the backside hip there of a Johnson County defender, and that's going to draw the corner. And in a one-goal game, this could be a big-time opportunity.
This is Caitlin Skipper to take the corner. The freshman out of Norwich, England.
Awaiting the ready to go, gets it. Sends it in just a bit too far.
Nicely headed away right there. Another great deflection, too.
Not out of trouble yet, though. That one goes skyward. Duarte will try to clear it. And now Johnson County able to get that thing out of trouble for a moment and send it back into the Southwestern end.
That's a great combination right there.
Centered up. Sent ahead. Could be an opportunity here for Johnson County. One more move, and they can't get around the final defender. Oh, but a nice work pickpocketing that ball away. And Johnson County with it back. Now they'll try to settle things down.
They're just trying to combo right there. Just trying to find any sort of room, and this is great work by Southwestern Illinois to try and find the pressure, but Johnson County just staying patient. But again, you don't want to do that. You just don't want to force it right there. Here come the Blue Storm.
Heading up that far side, this is Springs. And well defended by Johnson County. Great work defensively. That one ends up out of play. It will be a throw-in coming.
That was Ashley Shopwood, I believe, on that far end. Making a great tackle there. Another Blue Storm throw in here.
Shot.
Wide.
Not exactly the highest percentage angle to try to take that one from, but
you
trying to create opportunities.
You just take a shot normally. And I think that's also the Blue Storm's approach in this game as well, and I think head coach Jürgen Heutner in year number 13 with the Blue Storm, I think he'll be happy about that.
Just has her pocket picked, but a whistle. A little too much physicality there.
Yeah, Jill Lenher, the sophomore, just immediately got swiped from behind right there. Yeah, that was Anna Matos.
Just a little bit too tangled, as that'll lead to a Johnson County free kick coming. From just on their own side of midfield, they'll send it in deep. Oh, looking for Lenner, I believe. Coming to the near side corner, and that one ends up out of play. And that ball heading back to the parking lot. Must have went to go make sure it locked its car.
This will be Widman on the throw. And then quick substitution in. It'll be Chaselyn Nichols, the freshman from Draper, Utah.
Well defended initially, but then on the clearing attempt, just poked it right out of play. So Johnson County going to get an opportunity here for another throw-in. This will be Weidman. Near sideline and out of play. I believe that one last went off.
Jade Smallwood, that would be Jade Smallwood in.
Yeah.
Forcing the hand of the Blue Storm.
So
yeah, that was a bit of a wide pass right there to Paranda. Nice ball in by Marshall, and the flag was up. I mean, how about that initial first pass right there from, that was Jill Lenher, my apologies, right there. To create that opportunity. But yeah, just a touch offside right there.
Passing game been a strong suit for both the men and women's teams here for Johnson County. Usually the sign of a fairly well-coached squad.
It's a nice take right there, and that was a bit of a risky pass right there. I think they initially wanted to clear it away, because if you look at Samantha Pond, she was right there in the mix. Try and go for goal right there. The Blue Storm, I don't think that's what was on there. It was on their bingo card there.
And now Johnson County with another opportunity offensively. Good feed pass, just a bit wide. I guess I spoke too soon on the great pass there, but Samantha Pond very close to a one-on-one opportunity with the goaltender.
And again, right there, and that's, Leona Widman right there, of course, getting that pass, directing it right to Pond where only she can go and try and get it. But the Blue Storm again well defending.
Johnson County gets it back at midfield.
Nice run on by Widman. That's smart to just kind of play it to your back line. Let them take care of the work. You have your extra options if you need it. Yep, right there. That's a great pass.
They'll continue to play pitch and catch here around midfield. Thus far, any sort of lane to get that thing going deeper into Southwestern territory, taken care of by the Southwestern Illinois defense.
Yeah, you can just shield that one off. That was going to sail out, and it's going to be 3 subs for Johnson County, and I think that's the first time Southwestern Illinois will go to their bench.
We'll get a couple new faces in here for each side, and then it should be a goal kick coming up.
Notably, Jill Lenher be taken off. Ella Hammonds in her place. So, in the forwards for Johnson County have been incredible so far. Hammonds and Lenher on that left wing spot. You got Samantha Pond in the mix as well. She's had a really great few opportunities, but Southwestern Illinois, they're just competing. But Johnson County's really had their hands so far. That's a beautiful ball right there.
Hammonds, opportunity. She'll give it off. Coming back near side. Pond just missed on that one. I don't think she got all of it. And it just maybe ramped off her heel and spun wide.
That's a great combination play headed to the 18 right there. You had Hammonds, you had Pond in the central, and also on that far side, Riggs Kuhn at that right wing spot. I think they will draw it back. Someone was offside on that. Something I wanted to highlight and headed into this season. I think Jim Schwab's done a phenomenal job of putting together a roster to where you're pairing at least, 2 players that have played together in high school, maybe even club. I mean, that's something that I really noted because you have already some sort of built-in chemistry off the bat. For example, Macy Sara, Ella Hammonds, both went to Sandra Day O'Connor High School. And you look at the likes of Brecken Hoy and Darby Howard, both headed to Bishop Carroll. So that's the kind of thing that I like that Coach Schwab has done, is putting together teammates that have played together, not only in club but high school ball as well. And that's a shot right there. Speaking of Brecken Hoy, has a quick fire.
Not afraid to shoot from distance. Hasn't been either of her 2 years here. Anna Brewer leaving her feet to go up and make that save. Not necessarily well out of her range, but certainly forcing the goaltender to make a play on it. And they might make her.
And the flag does come up just a bit late. I thought the flag did stay down originally, but then it just came up.
It was very nearly, as I was about to say, about to make her make another play.
Yeah, it's Jade Smallwood right there in the central. I believe is the one they're going to call the flag.
Sending this one deep into the Johnson County end. And a whistle.
That's going to head the other way, as I believe they're going to call that foul on Selena Paveda for contact right there.
Chipped ahead. That ball goes skyward. Going to be chased down. Big collision, no whistle. And Johnson County with an opportunity here. Here's Hammonds. Makes a maneuver. Shot far side. Save made by Brewer.
Yeah, and they're going to call time as it's going to be a goal kick. And you could see right there, Anna Matos a little shaken up on the collision right there. But how about Hammonds? I mean, that's a nice move right there, a little stutter step. Stutter step, and then you go to the side on that one. I mean, that's a phenomenal move right there. But how about Brewer in the goal for the Blue Storm today? I mean, you talk about having your sophomores in that are very experienced, and Brewer right there showing that veteran leadership to be able to make big saves like that.
Yeah, she's come up big a couple of times for Southwestern to this point. Johnson County not going to be sending her a Christmas card this year, I don't believe. And that comes off a phenomenal effort offensively, too, by Ella Hammonds. Made a move to get around her defender. Some great
Pretty
quick
much
feet.
almost there to have the brace, yeah.
And then the shot pretty much perfectly where she wanted to place it. I mean, went far side, was aiming for that top corner. Brewer just made a better save.
Brewer started 16 games for the Blue Storm last season. Only allowed just about a goal a game. It averaged about 7 saves a game, so this is a quality keeper in Anna Brewer. You know, for Johnson County, you got to get shots off early. They're doing that right now.
He'll send it back in. And this one will be cleared by the Blue Storm. Chased down by Johnson County. And then brought back to about midfield as they continue to try to keep the offensive work going. Centering pass. Oh, shot from distance. And Brewer comes out to scoop it.
That was Jade Smallwood right there. You know, not a bad idea to just have a hit on it. Oh, why not?
Oh, that could be trouble. But it's tracked down by Johnson County. Prevented a breakaway opportunity.
And on those header 50-50s, you know, you can get a bit unlucky. But how about the track down power right there from Ashley Schoppitz?
Yeah, stopped Emery Springs from having a one-on-one with her goaltender.
What could have been a great pass right there on the right wing side is right to Avery Young.
Sent in further. Chipped ahead. Race is on for this one.
Flag is... Oh, I was going to say the flag was down, and then it raised up immediately right there.
Yeah, as soon as she made contact with it, then the official decided to just fling that thing up there.
And I think maybe just like a half step ahead.
And unfortunately, because he was a little bit late with that decision, it was very nearly kind of a nasty collision between the netminder and the Johnson County forward. Nothing comes of it, though, and we'll get a free kick coming.
I think the center ref is talking to Coach Schwab, who I believe is contesting about the decision on the offside call.
Trying to chip that one upfield. Comes back out. Southwestern will try to regroup in the offensive zone. Nice maneuvering. Far side broken up by Johnson County. Pops up into the air. Still bouncing around, and here come the Cavaliers with it.
That's a great ball right there.
Hits the brakes. Centers. Centers one more time. Shot blocked. Nicely done by the Blue Storm defensively. Prevents yet another shot on goal against Brewer.
That was Hammonds on that far side, and everybody was saying that Darby Howard was open center, and then they got it to her, and it was just defended well. And she'll send this one, but just way over the mark.
Oh, Brewer's got to race back into position.
Yeah, turn and fire right there.
Brecken Hoy just unable to get spun around in time.
That's a great job by Southwestern Illinois, shielding Brecken Hoy, making her not be able to turn. You could tell she wanted to turn, and I think everybody in this stadium was saying that the keeper was out. Brewer was out. Johnson County, I think, realized that. They were trying to find an option to try and, reshuffle the deck, and just unfortunately could not get it to work, and all Southwestern Illinois really could do. And the smart move is to just clear it out, force a throw in.
As they'll draw a whistle there. Hoy ended up in some turf beads, so it will be a free kick coming here for Johnson County.
They're going to let Duarte take it, and you know, it's a quick free kick, a quick motion procedure right there.
Popped up, Duarte trying to fend off a pair of Southwestern Blue Storm. Ultimately, it does end up in possession of Southwestern Illinois, but now turned over once again. And here comes Johnson County.
Had a touch on it central. They need to capitalize on this turnover right here, and rightfully so. It kind of just went in the feet of the Blue Storm. Well, Johnson County does have it back now. I think they're trying to reshuffle, but guys, I was about to say they didn't really have it, you know, possessed well until they did, and you know, the Blue Storm right again there to keep the pressure going.
Sending it forward. And a whistle. So we'll get another Cavaliers free kick, and this one in a bit of a dangerous territory here.
Yeah, they're going to send everybody to the 18. Gonna let Duarte swing away here.
Sends it in. Popped up. Comes back out. So uncontested is Deva Sabaran. And she'll send this one into the Johnson County end. We'll see if they just play it back to the netminder Young, and they will.
Smart move right there. Could have bring the pressure of the Blue Storm with you, and then like Johnson County's done really well, just find ways to attack.
And then cleared out of play. McGuire didn't have a great angle on it, so just sends it right out of play and will force Johnson County to go to the throw-in. But first, they're going to make some substitutions.
Looks to be Emma Hammonds and Darby Howard out of the game. Tatum Brissett. It's another player that Johnson County's really liked, you know, to be able to return. Phenomenal player in her own right.
Booming kick here from Brewer. That'll flip the field. Springs after it. That'll force Johnson County to play this thing. Could be some danger here for the Cavaliers. And they'll clear it upfield. Not out of trouble yet, though. Sending it back. Soberin. Back outside. One of the best offensive opportunities for the Blue Storm to this point. And Avery Young gloves it.
That's a nice cross in, of course. Johnson County, earlier they wanted to try and play it up the line, but it didn't really have much traction going up the pitch. So the Blue Storm, of course, getting another opportunity right there off the throw, and you play it on that outside part, and then you cross it in, and looks like the center ref's going to have a conversation with the far side ref. And it looks to be we're going to have a yellow be shown. Okay.
So after a brief discussion.
And that's Emory Springs right there being shown the yellow. So the first booking of the 2025-26 season goes to Emory Springs of the Blue Storm.
She's been generating a majority of their offensive opportunities to this point, too, so they're going to need to be careful making sure that she's able to finish out this game.
Looks to be, I think we're in a re-kick. I don't think anybody was set, nor the referee did motion to start play. This is interesting. I think something must have been said. I don't think there's any contact prior to the play being shown, but I think it must have been it was a verbal yellow card, if you will.
As the free kick ends up going directly out of play. Although it seemed like, based on the interaction, it was the near side sideline official that kind of half pulled his yellow card out when talking to the midfield ref here today. So it seems like it was this near side official that caught something.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems a little far away to have caught anything verbal, so
Yeah,
hard to speculate.
Like I said, it was on that side of the field where only he could really see it.
Chipped ahead. This could be an opportunity if the flags stay down. They will. Centering pass. Deflected. Pond tried to get a foot on it, but it was well defended and made the save for Brewer a little bit easier. I think she was trying to send that one high, and the ricochet caused it to just kind of bounce slowly into the waiting gloves of the goaltender.
And man, that was quite a chance right there for Johnson County. Pond was centralized right there. Bit of contact inside the 6-2, so it's kind of that, based off of the ricochet and what happened afterwards, that could have, been the difference right there. But Southwestern Illinois continuing to fight to keep it a 1-0 deficit here. But for Johnson County, just continuing to attack the way they've been.
And the attack continues even still as Hoy carrying it far corner, and it ends up out of play. It should be a corner kick.
And
coming
it will.
up for the
They
Cavs.
will motion the corner kick, the first for Johnson County. But not before Coach Schwab will look to make 2 substitutions here. Trying to decipher who's into the game now.
We'll see if they get that one figured out and pieced together here. And we get the ready for play whistle. Off the corner. Off a dome! But it went the wrong direction. And so Southwestern will have an opportunity to clear this thing back the other way. Oh, tried for the give and go, but just a bit of a miscommunication there. And sent out of play by Johnson County.
That was that first substitution into the game. It was Libby Kramer. Just trying to play it up line. And, of course, sometimes those don't work out because they'll just sail out of bounds.
I wonder if she thought that Bosey was going to keep running there.
Very true, yeah.
She was trying to keep herself onside, so she stayed back. Just a miscommunication on the pass, but now they've got it back again anyway. Shot from some distance, and that one just goes high. Oh, man.
That was from distance and just sailed over the mark right there. My goodness.
She may as well have shot that one from center field over on the baseball field. And still only missed by about a foot. That was one of the better shots to not go in that I have seen here since doing these Johnson County broadcasts. Is now, speaking of Johnson County, they'll move this thing up into the offensive end. Centering pass opportunity. Tried to push it forward. Couldn't quite get a shot off, and that one will be poked out of play.
And Darby Howard right there to set that pass up right in the central part of the field. I mean, you couldn't ask for a much better pass. And
chipped ahead. Centering pass. Couldn't quite settle it, and Johnson County will play it back.
Blue Storm bringing a bit of pressure to the back line.
Oh, taken away there. And that's what that pressure can do sometimes, though unable to capitalize on it this time. And Johnson County sends it back through.
Nice combination right there.
So they'll go near side Garcia, and she'll play it back once again. Now chipped deep into the Southwestern zone. Takes a hop, played by the Blue Storm, but then taken away quickly there by Darby Howard. Sends it outside. Brecken Hoy spins. Shot! Save made by Brewer.
That was Tatum Brissett, and I mean, my goodness, that was quite a shot.
With the left foot, kind of falling away. She ended up in the turf right after she took it.
Ooh.
Collision there between Garcia and Springs. No whistle. Clean play. And Johnson County plays it back. Chipped upfield. Here comes the Johnson County attack once again. Clock
offside.
becoming a bit of a factor here before halftime. Johnson County still holding on to that narrow one-goal advantage.
Yeah, and you.
Hey, if you guys get it, go, Darby.
Talk about Brissett, who started in 5 games and had 13 goals on the season. You know, one of the top goal scorers last season for Johnson County. What a stop right there. My goodness.
So both netminders coming up big here in today's contest.
And that was a nice read by Young. She had her feet set, just had to read it, and just read it beautifully, just dove right to her right. It's going to force a corner for Southwestern Illinois.
Oh, and that one ends up in. My goodness. We've got a tie ball game, Brennan.
And that's just a beautiful header right there.
So 1-1 here with 2:15 left to go in the first half off the corner kick.
You can't really give those up, Aaron.
No, just a perfect opportunity. They let her get a little bit too far inside their defensive front. And now Johnson County will look for an answer. Feels like they have had a majority of the time on attack here in this first half, and yet you let another team stick around with you on the scoreboard. Stuff like that can happen, Brennan. And suddenly you're looking at a tie game going into the halftime break.
And I mean, you look at how well the Johnson County attack has been. 9-6, the shot differential in favor of the Lady Cavs. But man, just to give one up, and especially in the fashion it did, it's definitely got a sting. And you can see Coach Schwab not happy with his back line.
Taken away here. Southwestern sends it ahead. Springs. Oh, nice move. Trying to generate an opportunity, and that one well defended by the Cavaliers, and it's going to roll out of play on the sideline end. So it will be a throw-in, not a corner kick.
That was Duarte chasing down Springs, forcing the mishandle right there.
Sent in. Young comes out and grabs it.
You have less than a minute here, and yeah, I like the approach by Johnson County. Just try and force up anything you can. Just try and apply some pressure. It's going to be a game of long ball for a little bit. That touch just had a bad deflection right there.
Here comes Southwestern. Opportunity for maybe 1-2 more chances, and Young comes out and makes a great play.
And if Young didn't come off her line and grab that one, that would have went to, the far post, and that would have been dangerous right there.
So we're inside 20 seconds. See if Johnson County tries to force the issue here. They're going to need to get a pass off and get maybe a long shot attempt. Here's Garcia. She's got 5 seconds. Sent ahead. They're just going to have to turn and shoot. And they're not going to get the shot off. So that's halftime, Brennan. The score all tied at 1 apiece here on Johnson County Sports Live.
Oh, shoot.
See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
How do you see the world?
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, we know that changing how you see things can turn them into
everyday miracles.
Like riding my bike.
Breaking boards. Hugging my mom.
Every day for over 90 years, Shriners Hospitals for Children has been sending love to the rescue, regardless of a family's ability to pay.
If you know a child we can help, call or go online now.
The Supplemental Security Income Program provides monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to start.
Hey, you ready to go to my mom's?
Oh, I can't go today. I have to mow. It's probably going to take all day.
Well, that's too bad. Don't work too hard.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
I was raised in a small town, and there was a lot of people who took time to invest in me. And so when we decided to open up our offices, we want to make sure that we're pouring back into the community that's giving to us. We care. We want to be involved. We want to have a passion for what you have a passion for. We want to be able to give back. And that's the foundation. That's why we're more than just insurance.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Our whole vision of becoming the four-state agency was because we want to be able to grow with our clients, whether they have a lake house in Oklahoma, whether they're starting a business and expanding into Arkansas. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, whether it's home, auto, financial services, or even life insurance. We want to walk through the stages of life with our clients. That's the biggest part. That's what makes us different.
Save the Children believes childhood without food is unimaginable. Yet around the world, children are suffering from the worst famine in our lifetime, coupled with conflict, poverty, climate change, and more. Join Save the Children and get fed up. Fed up with the lack of progress. Fed up with the injustice. Learn how you can get involved in the fight against childhood hunger at savethechildren.org/getfedup.
I'm fed up.
We're fed up.
We're fed Ah!
See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
More time before you wake up in the wild.
Our natural world needs us now. Step by step, side by side, together, we can find a way to ensure that all life on Earth can thrive. To learn more about how you can help protect and conserve nature, visit nature.org.
Dad, you need to go.
Really?
It's important.
I feel fine.
Look, you cannot mess around with this kind of stuff. Some cancers, man, we just don't want to lose you from something we could have caught.
What I need to do?
You just give your doctor a call. They'll tell you what screening test you need.
Fine. Can I have my pie now? Oh, man.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom
Reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
Back here just about ready for the start of the second half, Brennan, as we've got a 1-1 tie between the Cavaliers of Johnson County Community College and the Blue Storm coming in from Southwestern Illinois. So obviously things started off great for Johnson County there. Got that first goal in within the first 5 minutes of the contest and spent a good 70 to 80% of that first half in the attacking zone. And yet, here we sit in a 1-1 tie thanks to a late corner kick that found its way into the twine for Southwestern. What is it that Johnson County is going to want to do to get that out of their head coming out here for the second half?
I think ultimately that goal was just off a corner kick that essentially, could have been better defended just a little bit, but ultimately a great opportunity right there. And I think the one thing that's gone so well for them, and the reason why they got that first goal within the 5 minutes, is outside attack pushing inwards. Ella Hammonds likes to attack from that outside, managed to get that goal right there. So you've got to be creative with your wing play, but also the one thing for both teams, essentially, we've got to limit the turnover. I mean, you look at it in the midfield, it was back and forth. It was a matter of ping pong almost, to where in the midfield, neither team really had possession until they could actually go up into their attacking third and try and challenge the other team. But of course, 9-6 in favor of the Cavaliers on the shot differential. So I'm excited to see how this second half will go, as there's the horn right there. But for Johnson County, they've got to continue their attack, and they've got to force more shots, because you look at Amy Brewer and how she's been so phenomenal keeping this Blue Storm in the game. But for Johnson County, you just got to take more shots. You've got to attack more. You've got to find different ways to attack the defensive third, because the more chances you get, the more pressure they're going to feel. And that's ultimately what's going to be the mission, is you've got to just continue your attack, and you've got to push the pace. But we're locked up at 1, Aaron, and it's anybody's game, really. It's either 45 minutes for a win or 45 minutes for a tie, depending on how things go. But for Johnson County, you've got to start your season off right, and you've got to get a win here.
So it will be Southwestern Illinois' ball to begin this second half, as the two teams have flipped sides. And quickly taken away by Johnson County, known for their fast starts to each half, Brennan. So they started off that first half like lightning, and now here's second half, looking to get the energy levels high right off the bat. So send it back.
That's the thing that Johnson County, I think, separates from any other team in the NJCAA, is how quick they start and how their first 5 minutes of offense is so dominant.
As that one rolls out of play, it will be a deep throw in from their own zone for Southwestern Illinois. Gets away from them, though, and now Johnson County with an opportunity. Well tracked there initially by Chaput, and now sent through, and Brewer will scoop it up.
That's should be shot number 10. Yeah, as it will go on the board. Breckenhoy just found a pocket of room right there and is able to just try and have a go at it. But how great has Brewer been for the Blue Storm, Aaron?
I think it's the main reason that we're sitting here looking at a tie ball game right now. She has turned away a number of quality chances for Johnson County to this point. And now, Southwestern looking to force the issue, press this thing deeper into the Johnson County zone. Nice job by Breckenhoy coming back, taking that one away.
Just taking advantage of the slow passes and just being able to press up, and the defending third right there.
That one's chipped ahead. Centered.
They're just trying to combo inside of traffic. Got to open the space a little bit. That's a great move right there.
That'll generate some space, and it'll generate another shot that Brewer easily scoops up once again.
That's a great chance right there by Lily Marshall. You just make a move, you go to the outside, and you just have a rip. 2 early shots, and we're not even close to 3 minutes into this match. You're in the second half.
And like we talked about, that's Johnson County's MO, coming out fast.
But now the question has to be, how long can you keep a lead or, keep the pace that you're going at?
Pop back toward midfield. Oh, ricochets off a forehead and back out to midfield.
That's going to be the danger zone for both teams, is that midfield. Nobody really has garnered any possession of any sort, really. So I think winning the midfield for either team would be ideal in how you want to approach your second half.
Chipped up field. This could be a fast start to the second half if they can get a shot off here. Getting through the defense. Bad angle shot ends up in the side of the net.
And that's going to go to the corner, yeah. How about Darby Howard right there?
Great effort by Howard, as you mentioned, though. Also a shout out to the defense there for the Blue Storm, taking away a couple of shooting lanes early on in that possession when it looked like she was going to be able to just turn that thing and rip it. Ended up forcing her into taking that shot from an interesting angle. And rather than a 2-1 ball game, we've just got a corner kick. Well defended there by Southwestern. Shot from serious distance, and Brewer corrals that one.
That's Carson Sloan right there. You just see a bit of distance, and you just try it. Why not? That's kind of what I was talking about. Oh, Duarte shaking up there. Yeah, they're gonna. I think they're gonna. They're not stopping play so far. I'm surprised they did not, just because it's on that side of the field. And yep, they will stop plays. Carmen Duarte slow to get up.
Yeah, and that's not great for Johnson County as she's hobbling her way back over to the bench. Looks like she's trying to walk this one off. But very clearly walking gingerly. And so she'll be substituted out.
Just got hit a little bit right there. Do hope she's okay. This will be drop ball right to Brewer. She'll just take her time with it. And I like this approach there by Brewer. Force Johnson County to send their forward up and then try and find somebody. It really allows for Southwestern or any team in general when you do that, just to get that striker up and you see your options. That's a beautiful ball up the line, what could have been right there.
Just ends up out of play.
That was Shopper right there trying to find Riggs Kuhn.
Leads to a throw in there for Southwestern as they tried to get it deeper into the Johnson County side of midfield, and instead the Cavaliers look to generate a rush. Oh, getting around the defender. Centered up. Oh, and just kept out by the defender.
Hoy's going to fire that one in. Oh!
Just wide. Brecken Hoy tried to go far corner with it and just pushed it a little too far.
And those were great chances right there. You start off Darby Howard getting in the attack, getting close to that line of the 6. Firing it in, and then I believe that was also on the rush up there. Ollie Hammonds was also in the mix, and then, it ricocheted around to Brecken Hoy, who just had a hit, just left it wide, but 2 great chances, and here's a third.
Another great opportunity, and another great save made by Brewer.
And Howard again right there getting that pass, playing it forward. Hammonds on that little run, just too direct right to the keeper. But still a great chance. That's already 4 shots in the span of 7 minutes. So if you're Johnson County, you look at the first 7 minutes of how you've approached this match, and you're just trying to fire.
Good pass here. Sends it through. This could be an opportunity for Southwestern if they can hustle to get this one upfield. Well defended by Johnson County. Shot completely blocked. Never found its way on goal to Young. And a free kick coming up.
And the defender in me, I want to give a shout out to Sophia Ryan right there. It's a one-on-one situation. She doesn't poke. She just sits back on what my coach John Orndorff would say. On your surfboard, you just keep your feet going, and you just read what the attacker is going to do. She did just that. Stabbed at the right time to when they were going to try and have a hit on it. But yeah, just beautiful defense by Sophia Ryan right there. Just staying sound.
Nice work initially to keep that one in play as well, but then ultimately finds its way back onto the foot of Southwestern, but now Johnson County has it. It was Riggs Kuhn near sideline who kept it in initially and generated this opportunity in the long run. Sent back. We'll see if Johnson County can capitalize with another quality shot on goal. They'll take it from some distance. That one might have been leaking wide, but Brewer will corral it anyway.
That was Hammonds on that outside. You give it off to Lily Marshall, and then that was Chaselyn Nichols. That was her first shot of the game. And I like the approach of what they did. They went out to that wing, and then it was a nice job by Hammonds and Marshall to kind of switch it into the central and letting Chaselyn Nichols have that hit. That's a beautiful header right there, Howard.
Just on the money. Great pass. Keeps the offensive rush going. Centering pass. Now trying to send it back outside. This is Hoy. Pestered well and finally taking it away. What defense played there by Sabran.
Great turn by Howard.
Gets the shot off, and that one right into the waiting mitts of Brewer. One of her easier saves today.
That was Howard, get on the attack, gets that turn, and then tries to fire initially. I think she really wanted to have a hit off right away.
That one redirected on goal, and Young will scoop that one up. Speaking of one of the easier saves made today.
That's something you didn't really want to do. It's a 3v2 inside the box. And that's a swing and what could have been a header goal if, had a bit more power. I'm going to call a foul right there on Riggs Kuhn.
Just a little bit too much contact there, trying to get the ball away from Southwestern.
Yeah, right in the center circle. And it looks to be, I like the approach. They're gonna try and have a go. As you see, most of the attack lined up on the 18. One central in the arc.
Brewer sends it down in deep. We'll see if they can turn this attack into a scoring chance, and draws the whistle.
Yeah. That's the one thing I noticed about Southwest is that, they get extended a little bit, and to the point if Johnson County reciprocates, it's just too much to call for. So it's going to be a free kick right on the 18 for Southwestern. It looks to be inside the arc, and we're going to go to the wall. It's going to be Avery Young to decipher how she wants her wall set up. It's a wall of 4. And it looks to be back on the spot. It looks to be Selena Paveda and Julie Hoffman.
Shot. Save made by Young. Or was there a whistle beforehand? A yellow card comes out. And it's against Johnson County.
Not sure what it could be for, though. I wonder if it was...
And it nullifies.
It looked to me initially he showed it to the wall, so somebody in that wall must have moved or did some procedure to where the referee was forced to show the yellow.
And it nullifies a brilliant save from Young, and she's going to have to try to do it again this time. She will! So 2 shots that both found their way on goal, and Young turns them both away.
It looked to be a lower shot right there from Hoffman. Just too direct again. Young read it perfectly. It was almost that exact same location they were going to.
Oh.
Watch out.
Look out, everyone in attendance.
That was Riggs Kuhn alongside Taylor Webb. Looks to be Riggs Kuhn, one of a few substitutions to go to the bench. It looks to be a throw-in here. It'll be Carson Sloan, the sophomore from Wichita, Kansas. From Cape and Mount Carmel.
Oh, nice pass. Right along the sideline. We'll see if they can keep this one in. Looks like they should be able to. And Johnson County, opportunity on the attack here. Hoy tries to weave her way through this defense and can't get through it. Great defense played on the back end by the Blue Storm. Popped up into the air, and Brewer goes up to get it.
Yeah, and Hoy had 2 defenders closing in, so Hoy got dispossessed really quickly, and all she could do is really just give it right to Howard, who just, all she could do is really just try and find a cross in, and there's how. Oh, my goodness.
Big collision there between Brewer and I think that was Garcia, but I'll wait till I can see a number for sure.
It was Darby Howard that was there on the collision there.
Okay, so that was Howard.
Closed in immediately right there, and then Brewer just got absolutely clotheslined right there.
And right into the knee that was outstretched after just kicking, but she looks like she's fine. So play will continue. That's good to see on all fronts. Nobody injured. But Johnson County looking to get this thing back deep into the Southwestern zone again, and here comes the attack once more. Shot! Saved by Brewer! Man, she's putting together a first-team all-conference season in one game.
And I mean, you look at that attack right there from Johnson County. Southwestern didn't win the 50-50 ball, so Johnson County will get the settle, and then they'll continue to try and, play it forward. I want to say that was Jade Smallwood. Yeah, I'm correct on that. That was Jade Smallwood. Just having a beautiful run, just taking it coast to coast into the attacking third, and then she just takes it herself, tries to go Brewer on the near post. That's something where I maybe would have waited for at least 1 or 2 more Cavaliers to be on side in order to try and get across. But it's still not a bad idea to try and challenge, and that's an easy foul right there as Smallwood got taken down by Julia Bosey.
Bosey just kind of climbed her like a rock wall and hopped over the other side, and the decision to stick the hands up and ask a what's the whistle for afterwards.
At Southwestern, they've been pretty aggressive this game so far. But Johnson County, their speed, their prowess, their willingness to try and, create opportunities, I think that's what separates them from the aggression of Southwestern.
So we'll await another substitution here. Then a throw in for Johnson County. This will be Carson Sloan to send it in.
Smallwood and Bosey going at it again, and it's going to be a goal kick. And Smallwood's definitely confused on that. I think she wanted a foul on either. He wanted a foul or something to be called on Bosey, but arguing that Bosey maybe had that last touch. But it's going to be a goal kick for Brewer and the Blue Storm. Looks Looks to be shot put to the bench, and matter of a few substitutions.
Races on for this one. Oh, big collision.
Man. And nice of Brissett to stay with it.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Certainly going against somebody there. It looks like they're going to end up calling that one against Poveda for Southwestern Illinois.
Yeah, Brissett, took that challenge on from Poveda. And then Poveda, unprovokingly continued to keep with the action. But nice job by Brissett to stay with it and continue.
Ball ends up in the turf.
Nice job by Johnson County to win it. Try and reset near the 18. Southwestern again just pestering the Cavaliers. And, yep, that's a foul all day, Look at Southwestern and just an initial push. You can't really do that in situations like that. So Libby Kramer on the free kick. Everybody lined up on that 18. That's a beautiful cross in.
And just unfortunately no light blue jerseys in the area to send that one in the direction of the net. Ends up out of play, and it should be a corner kick.
It will, yeah. How about Taylor Webb right there, just getting her knee and just forcing it out.
So as we await the corner for Johnson County, and we wait a volunteer to take it, and now they'll finally send someone over. So it'll be from the far corner, as it turns out. Centered. Oh, just went far side, but a little too much curve on it, and it ends up out of play. It'll be a goal kick coming.
Man, that was a great kick, though, nevertheless. Just nobody was right in the middle to try and corral it. And off topic here, Aaron, but college football is back. In fact, Kansas State, Iowa State, Farmageddon in Dublin. 24-21 Cyclones with the ball. 2 minutes to play.
Obviously, probably a lot of Kansas State fans in our viewership, as that one goes well high.
Then, of course,
on a football field,
yeah.
That one might have been good for 3.
Then, of course, Kansas also will take the college football stage as well. They take on Fresno State later tonight as well. So, the state of Kansas getting college football started, and we've got some great college soccer here in the state of Kansas. So, I mean, it's a great day for the state of Kansas in general.
We've got quite a bit of a contingent of UK viewers potentially here as well, thanks to, as we mentioned in the pregame, a diverse background of lineages from the southwestern Illinois side. Plenty of UK alums heading over from their side.
I'll check what time it is in London. It looks to be a corner for Johnson County. In England, it's 8:30 at night, so.
They got primetime soccer on. This one sent in, popped up into the air, and some onlookers just behind the goal line. Almost ended up with a souvenir.
Bit of photography and videography going on.
They were kindly asked to return their souvenir. And a goal kick coming.
That was almost a great settle. It just got off the toe right there, but Johnson County stays with it.
Oh, and that'll be a throw in for the Cavaliers. So they ramped that one off of Exposito.
That was Smallwood, a great play up the line. Just fortunately, Esposito just had the last touch on it, so Johnson County will stay with it, and there's a foul. It's going to go against the Blue Storm. So free kick opportunity forthcoming for Johnson County, and it looks to be Allie Hatch.
So we'll see how they decide to play this one off the free kick. If she'll go pass attempt or just send this one right on goal. You know Johnson County's not afraid of distance when it comes to their shot selection. With the game that Brewer is playing in net, does that alter your strategy as a scorer as to how you want to attack her? Maybe just throwing shots at her is not going to work. You're going to need to really generate the perfect pass, and shoot opportunity. But no, they will go far side, and Brewer grabs it out of the air.
Yeah, Brewer's trying to read Hatch, whether she would, take a swing on the far post or go near post, but she read Hatch well, shuffled over and snagged it. So it's the veteran goalmanship so far, the difference between these two teams. That throw-in just got away, but Johnson County, what an effort to keep it with them. Flag is down. Pond was maybe a touch offside. Nice to get her back on.
And top it! And it hits the crossbar.
It's going to be a goal kick. And that's Jade Smallwood right there. What a shot. Just a bit high and out of reach. And the final in Ireland, 24-21. Cyclones will take it.
As we do have a Blue Storm down. 22:30 left to go here in this contest. And we've got a 1-1 tie. And we'll step aside briefly as they tend to the injured player. And back as they've made the substitutions and we're ready for the goal kick to resume play. That'll draw a foul. That's going to go against Southwestern Illinois and be a Johnson County free kick.
Yeah, just a bit too much contact right there, and unfortunately Carson Sloan had to take the brunt of it. It's going to be Libby Kramer for the free kick once more.
Sends it in deep. Off ahead, redirected towards Brewer, who scoops it.
There's a short free kick approach. Just trying to make something there. That's some nice pressure on the sideline right there. For Johnson County, it's got to be those positionings where you got to settle.
Bumped off the ball, far sideline.
Yeah,
draws the ire of the bench for that collision.
And they will get the award right there for the free kick. And I think, they're going to call time for the center ref to have a coach with Alex Hagen, excuse me. So Coach Hagen is going to be given a stern talking to from the center referee.
Played along the goal line and a whistle.
I think the referee saw something that I probably did not see initially. I don't think there's any contact right there. But certainly they saw something to where it's going to be a free kick right near goal. So
coming near side with it.
Nice job by Brissett to, control the pace right there.
Come back to her. Now to the near side, Sloan. And just had that one get away from her.
No, that's a corner!
Watch it!
And man, that definitely should have been a corner right there, but
certainly
I think that initially, baby, yeah.
Our officials here today certainly hearing the opinions of those in attendance regarding that last call. Regardless, it will be a goal kick ultimately, and it ends up back at midfield.
It's still going to be 50-50, nobody's ball yet. Like I said, that's going to be one of the keys, I think, initially for either team. I mentioned this earlier. I've not seen it quite yet, but somebody's bleeding or something. Somebody ran to the sideline initially. I think somebody's bleeding, I think. I think it was a nosebleed from contact. $19:15 will be reset on the clock. As it'll be Carson Sloan for the throw. Southwestern, just reshuffling the back line, but Johnson County right there to take it away.
And taken back away by Southwestern as they'll try to generate something offensively.
No contact there. Ref says play on.
Excellent salesmanship in the attempt.
What a ball from Howard, and that's going to be a penalty kick right there.
That is big. Strong disagreement from the Southwestern Illinois defense. Bit of a ball slam, and then certainly
that was Anna Matos right there. Yeah, Anna Matos, the one that, got all of Eleanor Marshall. So it's going to be Brecken Hoy.
Hoy for the lead. 2-1 Johnson County.
It was only a matter of time before Johnson County would take this lead right back, and right there it was a very costly mistake right there by Anna Matos.
Yeah, not the best place in the world to try to take that foul. Not that you necessarily want to let her turn and rip one.
You can't.
But you had body positioning to keep yourself between her and your net to assist your goaltender.
Yeah, you can't really make any sort of, contact that would be permissible by the ref right there in the spot. And it looks to be that Southwestern Illinois is kind of...
off the pipe!
And Southwestern Illinois looks like that penalty has really gotten to them, because the way they just let Johnson County attack straight through, that's definitely got to be upsetting, because, Johnson County just tore right through, no problem at all, and then once it got to the back line, it took miss off the post from Howard to, signal a reset. But if you're Southwestern Illinois, you have time, you have 18 minutes to play, and looks to be we have a Blue Storm player down on the pitch right now, and that will be the necessary time. As it looks to be, I think they will call for the trainer.
So we'll step aside briefly. And, well, if she's able to hop up. All right, we'll keep it right here.
That was Aubrey Thompson, the one shaken up just a little bit, and I believe walking off with the help of the trainer. Do hope that she is okay.
As they'll get a substitute in. 17:33 left to play. This second half has pretty much been all Johnson County, but it took until that penalty kick for them to officially grab the lead.
And especially, I should mention the momentum. You know, Johnson County's been on that attacking third now the last 5 minutes. I think Johnson County, from the second half, they've really stepped up their attack. They found different ways. If we go to the shot counter, 19-9 in favor of the Cavaliers, a 10-shot difference between these two teams. I mean, you were looking at 9-6, so ultimately 10-3 in this second half, Aaron. I mean, it's just been an impeccable attacking second half for Johnson County so far. And I know we talked about it in the pregame, that's the one thing we needed them to do, was attack in that second half. Force pressure and lets the Blue Storm make mistakes. And, of course, one costed them a trip to the spot. And, of course, Breckenhoy nails it for her first goal of the 2025 campaign.
And no whistle there. We play on once again.
It's just a clean tackle and a lot of contact so far.
Kept in by Johnson County. Sent to this near side corner. Can they keep it in? Race is on, and they just won't get to it.
And there's a lot of pushing and shoving on the backside of the play, but how about the hustle right there of Carson Sloan to try and track it down? A nice job, even better, and Riggs Kuhn now coming up to make a play, and it's going to be a corner kick for Johnson County. I mean, Johnson County's been so relentless now in this second half. And I think, you know, if you're Southwestern, you've got to feel a bit frustrated how things are going right now.
Sent in. Played down. Shot goes wide.
And how about Duarte right there? Welcome back in. I mean, that's a beautiful settle right there with the foot. And then you just managed to get a quick turn and fire. I mean, you can't ask for better for Duarte right there. That's now shot number 20 for Johnson County. This is a team that averages about 30 shots a game last season. And the bench laid it. I mean, as much as Southwestern's been really aggressive this game, they're fighting back with every ounce they have.
This one ends up back in the Johnson County end, and they'll have to play it upfield themselves. That one pops out of play.
And Johnson County throwing, yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of confusion right there. It was Paula Exposito right there.
Well, give her credit for the try.
Nice job by Riggs Kuhn to go quick on the throw.
We'll see how this one settles. Pass to the far side. Hoy catches up to it. Hits the brakes. Shot! Blocked. And then right into the waiting mitts of Brewer.
Emma Hammonds on the initial attack right there. It was just in reach for Breckenhoy to chase it down and make that play. Just ultimately the shot was blocked, but had a great move inside the box to try and win it. And a nice tackle right there.
Here comes there comes Johnson County, sorry. Trying to look for some insurance here late in this contest. And now a whistle.
Foul, yeah. And Exposito is the one down for Southwestern Illinois. And I think there was a bit of retaliation for contact, like later on. I wouldn't say just an off the bat retaliation. I'd say, you know, just a bit of built up tension right there. And of course, you know, you're going for it. Free kick for Ruth Rodriguez.
Sends it upfield. Trying to turn to the outside, and it's well defended there by Johnson County.
And Carson Sloan just staying with right there on Lamaya Fujal.
Kept in. Southwestern Illinois. Chipped upfield. Johnson County gets to it first.
A nice job by Sloan to just play it up the line, and that's an even better move by Riggs Kuhn. Just too big of a touch right there, but nevertheless, great job by Sloan to just play it upfield and then Kuhn to try and even push it further. But what I'm seeing right now from Johnson County is just keeping possession. And just switching the field, forcing Southwestern to change their hand of pressure, and you know, they went for the switch. I like what they did, just a bit out of bounds right there. Going to give you a bit of a cool down period. That's a nice tackle right there by Breckenhoy.
She comes near side, sends it through, well defended by Southwestern Illinois.
Exposito right there. And it will be a Johnson County throw-in, but we'll have 3 subs off the bench for the Cavaliers. Be a Carson Sloan throw coming up.
Sends it in.
How about Duarte right there? Aggression and not, you know, being too aggressive right there.
Shot right into the waiting arms of Brewer.
That was Smallwood right there. Yeah, it was Jade Smallwood. Just fighting for space and just taking that initial shot. And what a settle from Duarte right there.
Sends it towards the center. Now playing upfield. Might have put a little too much on it. And that one's going to roll out of play.
Yeah, trying to go for that wing, and Hammonds just a bit too wide right there. Nevertheless, a great idea from Duarte just to settle, and then you look to switch the field. Unexpected first touch header from Johnson County, but Southwestern just trying to send it forward.
Yeah, they get it up to midfield, and now they're racing up that far sideline, hitting the brakes. Oh, and here comes Springs. Centering pass deflected and out of play. It should lead to a corner kick coming here for Southwestern Illinois.
And it will be that corner kick, and Southwestern will get their sub in. It'll be Chloe Evans to take that corner. Sophomore from Granite City. How about that initial deflection and that back line by Eleanor Marshall?
Sent in.
Just nicely done to just play it forward.
Oh, and taken out. No
and now
whistle.
They just delivered the whistle right there.
Late whistle.
Darby Howard just got clipped right there on the cleat. Easy call right there for tripping. If you're Johnson County, you're comfortable in the attack. you've got less than 10 minutes to play, so you can try and, combo your way down into the 18.
Collision there. Ball ends up out of play.
Now you're closing in on that 9-minute mark, Aaron. I mean, what do you think the strategy would be for Johnson County so far?
Well, the way that they've typically played is that they don't really adjust the strategy much in these situations. They just keep their foot on the gas and keep on attacking. It's very rare that you'd ever see one of these Cavaliers squads maybe try to go into a shell and just play to hold a lead. They like to use the old best defense as a great offense mantra, and they'll keep on pressing.
Never really a bad idea. But if you're Johnson County and this game's been very competitive, I think you'd want to just try and maybe hold on just a little bit, but also, find the right plays. And Howard is on.
Sends it across and a little too far across. That one's going to take a trip all the way to the far sideline and be a Southwestern Illinois throw-in.
And it was that whole back line that had their hand up like off. But Howard managed to stay on. Nicely done by Darby Howard to stay onside.
Oh, shot!
That's a rocket right there from Smallwood.
Saved by Brewer, keeps her team just alive. But Johnson County keeping the pressure on. Centering attempt broken up by Southwestern Illinois. Brewer clears it. We're down to 7.5 minutes to go. Southwestern Illinois likely going to have to hit a point where they start getting a little desperate to get this thing flipped to the other end of the field.
Nice job by Duarte to go through, and they're going to call a foul on that, and that hit. Ooh.
This may be the opportunity Southwestern Illinois was looking for.
Now they call time as now another Blue Storm player down and shaken up, and that's Jewel Hoffman.
Now she'll hop up, and we'll see if she needs a substitute or if she'll just walk this one off. She looks like she's ready to continue play. So they'll bring Brewer up again to take this free kick.
With 7 minutes, I think, it's a very small window, Aaron.
That's why they send her up, to send that one in deep to the Johnson County end. But Johnson County so good defensively, protecting themselves from any sort of offensive rush opportunity from Southwest Illinois. However, here comes Southwestern Illinois. Opportunity potentially. Shot goes low, and Young goes out and makes the save. That might have been one of the best opportunities that the Blue Storm are going to see here in these final minutes. And now Johnson County will try to generate an opportunity for themselves.
The wingers were just isolated, but nicely done by Young on that read right there.
Centered. Little too far.
That was a nice job by Brissett right there.
Keeps it in.
Marshall does a nice job to reset. I think it was Marshall and Hammonds right there on that back post that could have, potentially sent that cross in, but I don't think they were really prepared. That or it must have been just a little wide, but Marshall nicely done to collect it, reset it. Johnson County will get a throw. You're closing in on the 5.5 minute mark, Aaron. I mean, if you're Southwestern, you've got to press.
Yeah, absolutely, they do. And we'll see what that press takes the form of here in these final minutes, as Johnson County has the initial possession, and they've got it deep in Southwestern Illinois territory, and they drop off a pass, looking to generate a shooting lane. Well blocked. Blocked again. Getting it up again. They'll have a shooting lane. Shot. Near side goes high.
And it looks to be another, there's another Blue Storm down. That's Jewel Hoffman once again.
And now they really might want to take a look about getting a substitute in there for her.
Yeah, those ones especially just came right in contact with, I don't remember which attacker it was. I want to say, I think it was Smallwood who, was trying to go for it. It was that second attempt she had that was blocked again. And it was Hoffman that just came in contact. And those ones definitely hurt, so we do hope that she is okay. 5:15 here left to play in this match. Johnson County, 23-10 on the shot differential. And waiting on the ruling on what they're. It's going to be a drop, and it's going to be a goal kick. And Brewer's going to play it short, very surprising. But I think Southwestern's trusting their attack. And there's going to be a foul called on the backside of the play. Or no, is out of bounds, I believe, is just barely scraped across the line. So Johnson County throw. And we're in a corner, and Breckenhoy, all she was doing was just trying to shield it. Force Southwestern to chew up a bit of time, and that's certainly what she's going to do here. She's going to take her time with it. Some coaches can be upset about it, but it's just a smart thing to do if you're Johnson County, just to take your time with it. You don't need to rush or anything.
As we're down now to 4 minutes, 20 seconds left to play. Centered up on the corner. Goaltender is down off the crossbar. Man. Brewer was in the turf. Wide open net if she could have just beaten the defenders, and she did, but it hit the post.
That was Samantha Pond right there, all alone on that back post. Just had to hit in, and then just unfortunately hit the crossbar, the bottom underside of it.
So we're now down to 3:45. Clock a massive factor. Johnson County, as you mentioned, in no hurry to get this thing back into play. Centered up, off ahead. That one goes high, and we'll get a goal kick.
That was a beautiful job by Shopit right there on the back post, just trying to have a head in there. Remarkable job right there, and that's an even better swing from Moy to just go to the back post. Just trust your back line. You normally will take care of all the headers. That's a nice play right there.
Shot goes far side and scooped up by Brewer.
Smallwood just going to her right foot on the run. Those are a bit tricky sometimes to do. Just trying to quickly get yourself set and fire quickly.
As this one now taken again, Johnson County.
We're both on our feet here in the booth. This is a close game. This is, the closest we've seen on this channel in quite some time, Aaron.
A thrilling contest for opening day here in Johnson County, as the fans who are kind enough to join us here in attendance getting their entries fees worth.
Be smart, be smart. There you go.
Oh, kept it in.
Easy, leave her there. Keep her there.
And Southwestern Illinois is going to have to hustle to flip this field. And that ends up out of play, and it'll be a Johnson County throw-in.
They're going to call time. Yeah, okay. It's the under 2 minute rule, so any substitution under the 2 minutes will stop the clock right there. So with minute 41, the clock will stop for a substitution. The Carson Sloan throw.
Sends it back. Sloan with it. Perfectly content.
Yeah, she's just going to
waste
shield it
some
right to the
time.
corner flag.
Finally poked out a play.
Beautifully done by Carson Sloan there, just shielding it off. You take it to the corner, you shield.
Hoy.
Hoy's just going to do the same, yeah. You just keep it along that end line and that corner flag. Force something to happen. And you're under a minute now.
And Johnson County textbook here. Keeping this clock running.
That's going to force a corner, and Breckenhoy, of course, will take her time with it.
And looking good for Johnson County to start this season 1-0, barring some of the most ridiculous shenanigans you could think of here in the final 30.
Yeah, you just take your time with this one.
Sending it in off ahead and out of play. And they're going to need to hustle. Down to 15 seconds as they'll need to get this goal kick at least to midfield and then get a shot off. The goal kick
And that's going to sail
is
near
going
the
to come
sideline.
up short. And Johnson County can just dump this thing and watch the clock tick. The Cavaliers will open the season 1-0 with a 2-1 victory over the Southwestern Illinois Blue Storm. Brennan, it was a great game here tonight. Great opening contest of the season, and we'll have more Johnson County action coming up as the year goes on. But what were your thoughts here tonight?
I mean, you look at it from this perspective. The first 5 minutes, incredible start. And, I mean, getting your first career goal as a Cavalier, if you're Ella Hammonds out of San Antonio, Texas. And then, of course, it was that, delayed. It was that corner kick goal for the Blue Storm to tie things up. But Johnson County doing what they do best. They get the quick start in the second half. They get a few shots up. And you look at the shot counter, 25 shots for the Johnson County Community College Cavaliers, 10 shots for the Blue Storm. I mean, incredible work. And you got to give props to this Southwestern squad. And that's, I mean, you got to give your props right there to Anna Brewer. I mean, phenomenal game for her. Those 2 goals definitely had to sting. But the one thing I talked about in the pregame, you can't make any mistakes. And certainly the mistake was that you just got a bit too aggressive if you're the Blue Storm and letting Breckenhoy put a dagger right there in the hearts of this Blue Storm faithful crowd that, showed up today. But, I mean, you'll take a win as you want it, but I think there's definitely going to be, if I ask Coach Schwab, there's definitely could be a few things to work on and tack up before the next contest. But phenomenal job today for Johnson County to fight and stay with it. And they start off the season 1-0. I mean, you couldn't ask for much better.
Yeah, great contest here on the channel. Great way to open up the season. You mentioned it. And for Brewer on the other side, it's not often in soccer that you end up giving up 2 goals in a game and still end with a 92 save percentage in the game. 25 shots on goal for Johnson County. 2 of them went in, and they start the year 1-0. Great game. Great to have you on the call here, Brennan. It's been a great showing to open up the year. For Brennan Bolin on color, I've been Aaron Feely, and we will see you guys next time.
From the gridiron to the hardcourt, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local sports coverage at VarsitySportsLive.com.